This is Yaquab Banyashala from GMS Lions Den. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and a double salutation to sincere arc and pushing this truth across the four corners, man. All right, so I want to come with a brief topic entitled Opposite Sex Best Friends. That's opposite sex best friends. And I'm going to try to keep it real brief. I just wanted to touch on a few points, man. You know why it was on my spirit. Because you have something that goes on in the world that's real common, man. All right. Where, you know, a male will befriend a woman, who may have a man, or, you know, who may be married, or whatever you call it. And you know, that guy may deal with that woman only because you know, he desires her. He desires her deep down. All right. And I just wanted to touch on that topic, man, because, you know, it's actually against the scriptures for a man to consider a woman to be his best friend, or to be all super friendly with a woman that he considers to be his best friend, especially if she has a man. If she has a man, it shouldn't be that way. You know, her man or her husband should be considered her best friend. All right. So I'm gonna keep it real brief. My first scripture is Ecclesiasticus chapter 9 and 9. That's the book of Sirach 9 and 9. And it reads, I'm gonna start at verse 8. And it reads, "Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty. For many have been deceived the beauty of a woman. For herewith love is kindled as a fire." All right, and that's the first mistake right there, man, because we've been warned, right? We're supposed to turn away from a beautiful woman. We're not supposed to look at a woman just because she's beautiful, you know, and desire to be with that woman just because she's beautiful, you know, because that becomes lust. You see what I'm saying? That becomes lust, man. You know, and ultimately, man, that woman may have more demons on her than a woman that don't look as good as she do, man. You know, because more than likely, you know, she's super attractive. You know what I'm saying? She more than likely she done had more men coming at her, man. You know, and throwing themselves at her. All right. Verse 9. Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms. You know, all hugged up with her, and, you know, sitting there with your arm around her. And spend not thy money with her at the wine. So you ain't supposed to be going out and buying drinks, you know, and having drinks together and all that. Because why? You know what I'm saying? Y'all drinking together and getting intoxicated together. That's going to lead to the next thing, you know, or more of a possibility. Now it's more of a possibility of it leading to the next thing, man. You know, you know, and they mess around and get drunk together, and mess around and pass out in the same bed together, or on the same couch, or anything, man. You know, then now, you know, the next step is destined to happen, man. You know, they gonna end up having sex, man. And if that woman is the wife of another man, then that's a problem. That's a problem, and this is why, you know, because see, in the world, man, when you have men considering women to be their best friend, in the back of their mind, it's just a role, man. You know, it's just a role that they playing. It's just a role that they playing to get to stay close to the woman, man. You know, say she with a man, and you know, they've been together for a while, and now that's considering himself to be her best friend. He may want her, but he know that he has no chance of breaking them up in the relationship. So he may just stick around and play that best friend role, man, which is not right, man. It's not right. It shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be no other man all in the face of a woman that has a man besides her man. All right, and that's basically my point. All right, I'm gonna start back at the top of verse 9. It says, "Sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thine arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine, lest thine heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction." See that? So he say what? You know what I'm saying? You ain't supposed to go out and have drinks with her, go out and spend time together, go out and have a bite to eat together and all that BS, man. You know, if she has a man, you know, and covering it up and calling her your best friend, that don't make it no different, man. That don't make it no different. You know. Um, so he said, what? Sit not at all with another man's wife. Spend not your money with her at the wine. Don't go out and have drinks together and all that. Lest thine heart, lest your mind inclines unto her. All right. Lest you start falling for her. Right. And now all of a sudden, now you all in love with her. Right. All right. And so through thy desire, thou fall into destruction, man. You know, and there's a lot of relationships, a lot of so-called marriages out there, man, where the two came together and met each other by being best friends before that. You know, they might have grew up together, you know what I'm saying, and been calling themselves best friends, you know. But most of the time in the world, man, when that happens, they having sex with each other, man. And the best friend is just title to hide what's really going on. You know, I'm gonna skip over to the 25th chapter and the 13th verse. All right, and it reads, Sirach 25 and 13. Give me any plague, but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness, but the wickedness of a woman. All right. Because these women, man, most of these women are naturally wicked. All right. Now you do have some out there, man. You have some sisters out there, man, who support the truth, man, and support the brotherhood, man, and stand firm for the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. But the vast majority of the women, okay, in America or in the world, period, are under the wicked vibration, man. Because what? The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked, right? Job 9:24. So they are under the vibrations of the wicked that actually rule the earth right now, man. All right, and they are just defiled, man. They are defiled from the inside out. All right. And my point of bringing that out is because, you know, keeping that in mind. All right, keeping that in mind of the wickedness of the woman now in this time that we're living in. All right, and the fact that, you know, these women are naturally our enemies in this time. That you never know, man. You know, nowadays, man, you know what I'm saying? You may be dealing with a woman, you know, or this woman may be your wife or whatever the case is, man. And you really strongly feel like she won't betray you when it come down to something like that, you know? Or she may have a guy that she's calling her best friend, but she's, you know, trying to get you to believe that there's nothing going on and there will never ever be nothing going on because she don't see him like that and he don't see her like that, you know. And, you know, and I'm actually speaking from experience on this, man, because I actually went through this, man. I was the guy that was dealing with the woman that had the so-called best friend that was a guy, and he coming around and, you know, she's going off and being wicked by going out and talking to him about problems that me and her is having, and he's giving her advice about what she should do and all these type of things, man, you know. And ultimately, he wanted to have sex with her. Ultimately, he wanted to have sex with her, man. And I kept telling her over and over and over, this guy is not your best friend. This guy's not your best friend. He's not your friend. He's not your friend. He's only playing that role, man. He's playing that role because he wants something from you. You know? And she wouldn't listen. She wouldn't listen. Nah, that's my friend. You know, I've known him and he's not like that and this and that and this and that. When ultimately she should have just cut that shit off when I told her to. You know, with me being her head, she, you know, and knowing that it's not right already because she has knowledge of the truth. All right. Already knowing that it wasn't right. You know, but whatever, man, you know. So my point is, man, you don't allow yourself to be in this type of situation and your woman telling you there's nothing going on and that it's okay and that you can trust her and you can trust him and there's nothing going on, man, because the minute that you slip up, man, the wickedness. Let me read that again, man. All right, verse 13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickedness of a woman. All right, so with that, man, the scriptures is telling you, man, the wickedness of the woman, man, you know, and giving us a warning of it, man, to protect us from it, man. you know, and that if you deal with a woman to keep your guard up, man, you know, sleep with one eye open type of thing. All right, oh, I'm all in Sirach. I'm gonna go ahead and skip down. What is that? Verse 17. Yeah, kind of. All right, Sirach 25 and 17. The wickedness of a woman changes her face, and darkness her countenance like sackcloth. Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All right, because while he's sitting amongst his neighbors, all right, his brothers, all right, his friends, his associates, all right, and what it said, what her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly. All right, he shall hear the wickedness of his woman, man, from other people. All right, and how she's being wicked out in the streets, and the type of things that she's doing out in the streets, being a whore and a harlot out in the streets. Then her husband shall hear these things, man, and shall sigh bitterly. All right. Well, this is the same scenario, you know, of the husband finding out. You know, would it be much different if the husband found out that the woman actually had sex, or was having sex, or having an affair, or whatever you want to call it, with a guy that she was considering, and telling you up and down that this guy is just her friend, man? Would it be much different? Verse 19. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. It says all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, man. So that's great. That's a lot of wickedness, man. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. As the climbing up a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. You know, and that's kind of off topic a little bit, just a little bit, but, you know, it's still dealing with, and, you know, it's climbing up of a sandy way is to the foot of the age, man. So, older person will have a more difficult time trying to walk up a slope, a sandy slope. All right, because when you walk in the sand, you already know your feet. That sand wraps around your feet, you know, and it's literally like your feet sink into the sand, so it becomes hard for an aged person. That would be hard for I'm stuttering. It would be hard for an elderly person to make that way up through a sandy incline. All right, because for one, it's already inclined, so you're walking. You're walking against gravity. All right, so gravity is already against you. All right, so that makes it even harder, and then the sand makes it even worse. All right. So what it says, as the climbing up of a sandy way is to the age of the feet, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man. So just as difficult as it would be for that aged person to walk up that slope with sand, that's the same difficulty it is for a quiet man, to deal with a wife full of words, man. That's always running her goddamn mouth. All right. That's why what the scripture say, what a silent and loving woman for the Lord, man. And there's nothing more well pleased than a mind well instructed. All right, and that's in the 26th chapter, man. So rock the 26th chapter. But you know, a silent and loving woman is a gift for the Lord, man, because he already man loves that, man. Man loves to deal with a woman that's humble, that's quiet, all right, that has control over herself, man. Okay, that knows discipline. All right, that can obey. Man likes that type of thing, man. Man don't like dealing with no damn beast. All right, that goes against everything he says, man. And every time he say something, she gotta say something in return to compete or have the last word. No man wants to deal with that, man. That's a headache, and it's a trouble in the flesh, man. You know. All right. Verse 21. Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. See that? So there's a precept to what we just read in the 13th in the Salakia. What we just read a little further up in the 12th chapter. You know, they say what? Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure, man. So you know, you're not supposed to really want a woman because she's real beautiful, because that in the back of your mind, the only reason you want her because of her beauty is to have sex with her, man, because you desire her, man. But you desire her physical appearance, man. What you see on the outside, because you don't even know this woman yet, and you haven't even had a chance to test her spirit or anything like that, man, to see if there's a bond, see if y'all connect. You know, you just saw something, and you like what you saw. All right, using your senses, being sensual, man. You know, you saw something, you like what you saw, and now you want it. And this woman could have legions on her, man. Legions of demons on her, you know. You know, she could be a whore, man, and done slept with 100 men in her life. You know, so now what? This woman got a bunch of different spirits in her, man, still in her, man, and all kind of. She's a damn cum bucket, man. Got all kind of semen still left in her birth canal. You know? And you don't want that, man. You would want to know something about, you would want to know that type of thing about the woman before you even chose her, before you even started to deal with her, man. That's the point. All right, verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. All right, that's what a wicked woman does to a man. All right, and that sound like, you know, that heavy countenance and a wounded heart. You know, wouldn't that break the heart of a man that was dealing with a woman? You know, for him to find out that his wife or that his woman, sleeping around with a person that she's lying and telling this guy that he's only her best friend or he's only her friend. No, that shit way off, man. It's totally off and against the scriptures, man. You know, because all it does is it just creates a doorway and an opportunity for things to go on that shouldn't be going on, man, and for them to stay in the dark as like a best friend's type of secret. All right. A wicked woman abateth the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not comfort her husband in distress maketh weak hands and feeble knees. You know, so a woman that ain't there for her husband, man, to support her husband, to basically be like that backbone, as a woman should be for her man, you know, to help me. You know, it maketh weak hands and feeble knees, man. You know, it stresses a brother out, man. 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. So you see how important this is, man, how serious this thing is, man. The scriptures is warning us of the wickedness of these women, man. So you cannot put nothing past them, man. All right? Don't trust your woman dealing with no man that you not even friends with, but it's just one of her personal friends, and she considering this guy to be her best friend. I promise you, more than likely, they having sex, man. Or it's something going on that they don't want you to know about. And so they're keeping that title as best friend so they can still be close, still have conversations, still be around each other. And you not raising an eyebrow to what's going on. Verse 25. Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. See that? Give the water no passage, man. Neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. If you give the water no passage, then the water no exit, no way to stream to travel, then that water is going to stay where it's going to stay in its place. You know? And the same thing should be done for the woman. So it says what? Neither a wicked woman liberty to gather abroad. So she's wicked, and you already know she's wicked, man. All right? Because what? Because what? You say, let me go back up. What? Verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. See that? So it say what? Give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldest have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorcement in order that the Most High set up. You know, he set up himself and the Most High Yahweh, and then his son Yahushua under him, and then the man under Yahushua and under Yahweh and Yahushua. And then the woman under Yahweh, Yahushua, and the man. All right. And then the children underneath that, man. You know, that's the order that is set up, man. So if you know, so with that being said, the man is the head of the woman. And that's just the order he set up. And if that woman does not take heed to her head or doesn't go as he, the head, would have her, then you're supposed to cut off, man. You know, cut off, man. Let her go, man, and let her go be free and be wicked by herself, man. And ain't stressing you out about it, man. So you ain't got to worry about who she with, man. You know. I'm gonna skip down to verse 26 and verse 9. All right. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. All right, so you can tell the whoredom, basically a woman is a slut by her appearance, man. All right, the heart and the eyelids, she got the long big eyelashes. All right, a bunch of goddamn makeup caked up on her face. You know what I'm saying? Eyeliner drawn. It's just too much, man. You can see that shit, and it's just too much. Face all greasy and oily from all the makeup caked up on her face. All right. If thy daughters be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. All right. So, if she be shameless, man, if she have no shame in the things that she do, all right, and she'll just go and do anything and don't care about it, don't even think twice about it, you supposed to stay on her ass, man, and make sure you keep her in the house. Why? Because unless she abuse herself, man, through overmuch liberty, through too much freedom, man, by having too much freedom, she abused herself, man. All right. Watch over in impudent eye, and not if she trespass against thee. All right. You ain't supposed to marvel if she trespass against you, man. You supposed to be on her ass about it. Why? Because if she trespass against you, this the type of time that she will end up being on. This is the type of path that she's going towards, man. Verse 12. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her, man. All right, so that's twofold, man. She gonna take in the philosophy of every creature around her, man. Every man and every person that she deal with, she gonna take from their philosophy, man. And start taking under their customs, man. And then the second fold part about it, all right. The second, on the other hand, all right, she gonna open her mouth as a thirsty traveler. She gonna literally open her damn mouth, man. It's talking about her going off, man. So I say what? All right, she will and drank of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. All right, and that's kind of self-explanatory. A quiver is basically a bag that the archers used to use, to store their arrows for the bow and arrow. So it's basically like a pocket, like a little small portable pocket that you tie up with the arrows sticking out of it. All right, she shall open her quiver against every arrow, man.